I'll just play it.
You know, a piece of origami that you can unfold. Everyone else, and not to be rude, but everyone else is fine with it just being one thing, you know, one
Yeah.
straight line, no irony,
Right.
no nothing. Just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can imagine. There's a lot of movies like that. It's
Yeah.
just how
Oh
movies
yeah.
are kind of
A
made.
lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys get mad. There's a lot of critics and even viewers that get mad that say like, no, that shit's not in there. You guys are imagining shit.
So he basically says that it's not just a simple zombie movie. He kind of says that the critics and some of the viewers um, are getting angry about uh, people discovering all these theories and saying that you're just imagining shit. And Zach's basically saying that no, it's there, and he definitely put it in there. Of course, we know that because we've been following his movies, and we know that he hides stuff like that. On surface level, I can understand why people say that it's just a typical zombie movie, but um, that's the reason why you have to pay attention to everything that's happening. There's very subtle, references to all these things, and I'm just glad that all these theories came out, and he basically confirmed it.
Question from Rasha.
Yeah, like he wouldn't have put it in the movie unless he wanted people to see it
Exactly.
and he wanted people to talk about it. And he wasn't just going to put in on the roll going on a speech about time loops unless it actually meant something to the story.
Yeah.
So like, Zach said that it won't be revealed why it's happening in the prequel, but there will be more signs of
Yes.
it in the prequel. At least the animated one with Joe Manganiello. And yeah, so maybe even in the theater one as well, there'll be slight hints of it too. Maybe with the balls, because that's going to be about him getting into balls and how to crack them and stuff like that. So maybe, but yeah, he confirmed it. So the time loop theory does exist. So that means aliens exist. That means zombies obviously exist. Robot zombies, shamblers are there too, alphas, and the time loop exists. So all this isn't just a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Not just a zombie heist movie. It's a lot more than that. Who's doing the time loop? Is it aliens? The government? I don't know, but he's basically confirmed it. He basically confirmed it on that stream, and we were telling people online or friends of ours and stuff, and they were like, "Well, is this just you guys making it up?" And Zack Snyder's just entertaining you. No, he basically said
I'll play
time
the
loop
clip right now,
is real.
and it's just basically confirmed, all but confirmed. So the second thing is some person asked whose head was on the pike of Zeus.
If you can answer it, she says, "Whose head is on the pike?" Or if you can't say, "Will we ever know whose head is on the pike?" Because I feel like when Zeus first walked in, you kind of focused on it for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so,
Well,
like, will we ever find out whose head?
You will find out. You will find out, but you know, it is a police officer. But yeah, that's all I'll say. Because that's his ballistic mask. The mask is a ballistic mask. You know, it's like a SWAT mask. It's at the bottom.
So yeah, he says that it was of a police officer. So my theory kind of was that it was some lab researcher that experimented on Zeus, and it's similar to that. It's someone, a police officer. Maybe it has to do with the lab, or it has to do with the crash landing of the UFO. Near that area. It could be anything, but I just am so excited to find out, because the way he reacted to that question, it felt like there's something very interesting to that.
Yeah, my personal theory was that Miller Alpha tried to challenge Zeus, maybe because Zeus's plans was just to live in Vegas, confined, build a community and repopulate in there. But the theory has been proven, and you were kind of right. You said it was somebody that experimented on him, or some human, or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool as well. I'm interested in a police officer. Why is this police officer so important? What did he do to warrant his head being chopped off and being placed on a pike? That's what I'm interested to see.
There's probably another guy like Cummings.
Yeah, I wonder if the reason he's not saying who it is, I wonder is it a character from the prequel series with Joe Manganiello? I wonder is it one of the characters that's going to be in that show crosses Zeus some way and it's a message from Zeus, don't mess with me.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And Zack also said as well that one of the I forget which actor he said is playing up one of the generals or a military officer. Really bad guy.
Christian Slater, I think.
Yeah, he's a real dickhead. So he's supposed to be really good.
Yeah. And then another question was about Tanaka and him being the puppet master. And Zack said this.
I just have one, and it kind of like splits into two. So when Vaughn calls Tanaka a puppet master, I've put into theory that he's kind of like in control of like the entire loop. Are we ever gonna see him in the future movies, or at least know what his role is? And
yeah, that's exactly what he's saying, right? Tanaka, puppet master, devil or god, right?
Mm.
That concept is somehow Tanaka has placed them in this, and that's the version to me where it's some sort of moral penance that they've done something, right? And that Tanaka, even though he seems like the villain in this version of the movie, maybe there's like a morality tale, like they have to, they have to do some sort of penance, and then they can either die for real, I don't know, or they can, they're absolved and they never have to do it.
The interesting thing about this is that he said that he's kind of controlling who's going to, die, and who's going to die after serving their penance. And I was like, why is he doing that? And what's his role in all this? And why does he have the power to do that? Why do you think Zack said that, he could do that? Why do you think he said that?
Yeah, like people very critical of this movie, saying that why did it set up these kind of things without conclusion? Why was there aliens in the background of that shot? Why was there the thought of a time loop? Why was Tanaka, very annoyed over just losing like the zombie head over money and stuff like that? Like, I don't look at this as one movie. I think there's so many layers to it. We talked about Mayor of Easttown, how each kind of storyline unravels the plot to the conclusion. I think Army will do that. I think this movie, the sequel, the prequel, the spin-off, I think that's what it is. And we don't know right now. But then again, the end of Man of Steel, where Superman caused destruction with Zod and people died, we didn't see kind of the blowout from that until Batman v Superman with the media and stuff like that. We don't know his intentions unless we see the prequel or the sequel. We don't really know yet. But people saying that, this movie's all over the place. You have to see the next one. It's Zack didn't just make this as a one-off. He made this to be expanded as a story, maybe even a 5-story arc. So I don't know why. I don't have any answer to it. I don't even have a theory. I don't know how he can manipulate or he can judge and stuff like that, because we talked about him sending in different teams and how when Dave Bautista's character called them to tell him that we'll take the job, it came up as possible on his phone. So he obviously had other people in line to take the job, but he needed Dave Bautista's crew to take the job.
Yeah.
And you could see the kind of relief in him and the look towards Martin and the rest of the generals that, they're in. Thank God. Why?
And then? Again, on his phone, it said Bautista's number was possible. His contact name.
Yeah.
So there's something to that.
Yeah. So he was relieved that he took the job.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. But there's more to all of this. There's more to all the characters, and there's a reason that Tanaka lived. There's a reason that Vandro lived. I even think Dave Bautista's daughter, Kate, will have more to play as well. because, as you said before, she's the only character that went into Las Vegas without selfish intentions. And there's something pure about that. Something pure about that as a character. So I wonder, will that come back around? Maybe Van der Rohe will need her to some capacity because he knows her intentions are pure because she's an honest person. So yeah, it's Tanaka is a very interesting character. The way he had the model of the building,
and that's a great actor. So he wouldn't be cast just to play this like one-time role.
Because his role was pretty small in the movie compared to screen time and stuff like that. So, and even he wasn't even talking in all the scene. The final shot we get to see of him, he's just looking at the TV and he sits down and he's disappointed. That's the end you see of Tanaka. But definitely more to him. And I don't think Martin knew the full story either.
Yeah.
I think Martin just thought, oh, he wants the blood, makes him rich, and stuff, money and stuff like that. But there's look, Zack could bring wizards into this world, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He said that there's this is going to be a trilogy. If Netflix wants to do more, this is going to be a trilogy. He said this on the stream. So it's not going to be a 5 part arc. But maybe it is if you consider the animated show and the prequel movie. So yeah. It's funny because Zack also mentioned that he was going to end. Well, before saying that, I'll just play the time loop clip first.
I think my question is, Nora knows every bit of information about Vegas, the Zombie Queen, and the Alphas. Makes me think like she's aware of the time loop, like Omari Hardwick.
Wait, so who else is aware of it, you think?
Omari, Dieter, maybe.
Omari and Dieter. Oh, like they're aware of it?
Like they're inside of it. Or that they have, I mean, the way to think about it is like, do they have residual memory from the first loops, right? Do you somehow keep some, because like everyone else wakes up cold or they go back into a cold and you have this small bit of, and maybe something happened to you in particular, different from everyone else, that allows you this little bit extra vision, right? Allows you that teeny bit of like, when you reset, that you're like, wait a minute. Like, I know this place. Like, we've been here before, that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Deja vu.
You definitely see it with Omari.
Yeah.
You definitely see it with Amari's character.
Yeah.
I noticed it big time the second time I watched it.
Yeah. Well, good.
So there he basically confirmed that it is some sort of a time loop. He didn't confirm what's triggering it, but he said that some characters might get extra vision because of something happening to them each time. So when Dave said Omari, he could see that with Omari's character, he said, good. So that means that he's basically saying that yes, that was the intent, right? And he also, nobody asked him this, but he mentioned this on his own, the part of, resetting and having this vision and all that stuff. So nobody asked him that. He said that himself. So it's not like he was entertaining someone's theory. He said that himself.
Yeah, and if you go back to our Van der Rohe versus Zeus video that's on the channel, or one of our theory videos, you can find it, just search for it. We talked about how when Van der Rohe and Zeus meet, it looks like they've met each other, And so I said, I don't think they're aware right now that they've met before, but I think subconsciously they have. Is it different timelines? Is it different loops? Maybe, but I think those two characters in some way knew they had faced each other before, but they didn't say it. They didn't think of it at the time. You know what I mean? It was just kind of natural. It was just, we have to fight. We have to do this. I think that's interesting as well. But you have just the Giardano topic is
it's interesting.
Okay, so Giardano's Boy Next Door movie is getting pretty weird. Time loops and zombies.
Yeah.
But Fear Jason said no audio. Was it on the last video?
What?
He just took it away now. I don't know. He restracted it. But yeah, I think there's some way they've met before.
Yes, definitely. I think they met before, but also I was mentioning that with the loop thing, I was mentioning that by the end we see Zach decided actually to not do this, but he considered ending the movie with Van der Rohe back inside the nursing home where we first see him,
Mm.
and he decided against it because that's not the full story, right? So there's no there. It doesn't make sense to just loop it right in this movie because there's still two more movies to go. So the way I'm seeing it, I think there's one of two possibilities. One is that at the end of the third movie, we'll get back into the loop like the first time we saw them, or the ending of this movie means that they actually broke the loop and we're not gonna see the loop anymore. And it actually, Vandero going inside the safe and coming back out meant that he broke the loop. So there's no more looping going on.
Yeah, we could get hints to it again in the prequel, but nobody actually like admits it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just little hints for us to figure it out. But then, yeah, as you said, him coming out of the safe in the movie broke the time loop. But nobody really talks about the time loop in a way, which is interesting. Like, I'm glad he didn't end it on him back at the
Yeah.
nursing home, because then it would have been too. It would have been too on the
Yes.
nose. You know, it would have took away a lot of these fun theories, and we wouldn't have been proven right. We wouldn't have
And
to
it
convince
kind of would have
everybody.
been like
Stuff like that.
cliche thing, like a lot of movies do this, so it wouldn't have been unique. The ending with
Yeah,
Omari
so
was
yeah,
definitely
awesome.
unique.
Oh, love that scene. My favorite scene from the movie, just because of the music that was playing and him coming out. You know, his quotes in the plane with the flight attendants, and yeah, it was cool. You know, and him just saying "fuck" after seeing the fight on his arms.
That's the last word of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, and like we should say as well that the next movie will open where we left off.
Yes.
So you know, it's the continuation of this story, not a sequel, more or less.
Yes, he said that the next movie will begin with Omari's character where we left, and the prequel show, animated show, will end with Zeus breaking out, which was the beginning of this movie. So that's interesting.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait.
Like,
And he said that Mateus's film, Dieter, the actor who plays Dieter, that's coming
yes,
first. So I expect that to come maybe January or February of 2022. And
That
then we
early?
will see the animated. Yeah, I think so. And it's been shot a while.
Yeah.
It's been done. You know, I think every 6 months. So Army's come out now. 6 months later, 7 months later, we have the prequel movie. There's 6 months late summer, maybe September, maybe even into October. For Halloween and stuff like that, we could see the Army of the Dead prequel series.
You know what? They don't have to announce the Army sequel now, right? Because they still have the prequel show and the prequel movie. So I think the best time to announce the sequel would be during or after the animated show ends. So that's probably the best way to announce it.
I think that's a little bit too far off, unless Zach was going to be busy from now until then, you know. But I would announce it just before Army of the Thieves. I think it would get people maybe watching it
Yeah.
more, and then tune in for Army of the Thieves, you know, stuff like that. I think you could do a big marketing stuff around that, maybe. But we could get it sooner. It could be later. Might not. Netflix might not even announce it.
Yeah.
They could just say Zach will make it. You know, it's just the way they run things.
Yeah, but I'm 99% sure that Netflix will definitely announce a sequel because they got Zack Snyder, in their catalog, so they definitely would love to make more. But also he has another Netflix project that he said they'll be announcing. They're very close to announcing it, so I'm guessing it's the sci-fi female-led one, the one that was a Star Wars project once upon a time, but now is just an original movie. I'm guessing it's that one, and that would be really good.
Would be the best Star Wars movie we've
Yes.
gotten years. You know, it could be. Might not be lightsabers or anything like that, but it could be in space, and it could be with something cooler than a lightsaber. But is there anything cooler than a lightsaber?
Well, Zach always
No.
surprises us, so
Have to wait.
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. On that note, watch Zack's next movie, then we'll find out what it is.
But yeah, that's it for Army of the Dead. It's basically vindication for us because all of our theories were proven right, so we're pretty happy.
Hey, this wasn't to gloat. This was just to show you the facts.
This is the stuff that dreams are made of, man.
Oh,